Hey everyone, Jennifer here, and today I'm going to talk about deep journaling, what it is and how to do it. So if you'd like to figure that out with me, then stay tuned. All right, so deep journaling is something that I talked about in previous episodes, and somebody asked me what it was exactly because I guess that's not a common term, but I'm going to explain to you what it is to me, and then I'm going to give you 2 ways that you can do it. There are many, many ways, but these are just 2, and I will tell you where I learned them from, and I'm just sharing the information with you. I didn't invent them, but I happen to think they're pretty fabulous, so I'm very happy to share them with you. Deep journaling is when you dive really deep into your subconscious and figure out why your subconscious is steering your life the way that it is. I kind of think of your subconscious as the navigator on the boat, and your navigator is just taking you along the easiest route that it knows. And that might not always be actually easy for you because your subconscious really doesn't know your life like you think it does. But it's a creature of habit, and by deep journaling you're able to get to why your subconscious thinks the way it thinks, and then you can bring it to the light of day, disinfect it, and reprogram your subconscious. So that's deep journaling in a nutshell. But I'm going to tell you a couple ways that you can do it, and then you guys can adapt them. You can mix them together. You can do some research of your own and find ways that would work better for you if neither one of these work. But they both start out the same, and they both require you to do the same initial process, which is to go deep sea diving into your psyche. So let's say you have a belief. It can be a positive belief or a negative belief. And I recommend that you do both, because the more you know about yourself and why you believe the things that you believe, the better you are. So I don't think that these exercises are strictly for negativity. I think that you can use them for positivity as well. I think that using them in a positive way is just as powerful, if not more powerful, than using it for things that hurt you in your past as well. The first method is one that I learned from a coach, and she took me through this exercise, and I'm going to tell you how to do it. Now, both methods start the same way, and what that is you're going to ask yourself what it is that you believe. Okay, so then you're going to ask yourself why you believe that. And you're going to be tempted to say, I don't know. And when you say, I don't know, that your brain is just going to shut off and it's going to quit trying. So you're not allowed to say, I don't know. You had to keep digging and say, why? What is the first time? And then you're going to ask yourself, what is the first time you remember feeling this way? How old was I? What was I doing? How did it affect me? And, just keep going back and back until you can figure out why. Was it something someone said to you that made you, that you chose to believe? It became your reality. And it could have been somebody saying something just off the cuff and they didn't even really mean it, but you chose to believe it. And then that just shaped your whole mindset for pretty much the rest of your life until you become conscious of it anyway. Once you get to that why and you get to that state and you're like, okay, well, I was about 7 years old. That's the earliest I remember believing this. And this is where the next part comes in. Okay. So now what you want to do is you want to really delve into why you believe that way, how you felt about it. Think of your 7-year-old self feeling these feelings and, really get into that mindset. And then you're going to write a letter to your future self as your 7-year-old self. So you're going to take the place of your 7-year-old self with all the feelings that you had, good or bad, either way. But you're going to take those feelings that you had, and you're going to use your non-dominant hand. So for me, that would be my left hand. And you're going to write a letter to your future self, which is your present self. And you're going to tell your present self how you feel about whatever it is that you're working on. You're going to tell yourself how you feel. You're going to, write in as great of detail as you possibly can and just get it all out. And make sure you use your non-dominant hand. And the reason why you want to do this is because it makes your brain work harder. So it engages your subconscious. And this allows you to activate those parts of the brain and, like I said, bring it into the sunlight, disinfect it, and make a new truth for yourself. And then what you're going to do after you get all those feelings out on paper and in your journal, what I want you to do is, in your dominant hand, write a letter back to your past self and tell your past self all the things that your past self needs to hear in order to get rid of that belief or to enhance it. So if it's a positive belief, you want to enhance it. If it's a negative belief, then you want to tell your past self all the things that you would tell to comfort a child. Just write with as much detail as you can to help your past self get through that. And that is going to, again, engage your subconscious and give that child all the things that they need in order to be whole or in order to enhance the positive feelings that they had. So that exercise, I hope that made sense to you. If it doesn't, leave a comment below and I'll try to explain it in writing so that it makes sense to you. But that exercise is super powerful. Try it and you'll know what I mean. It really changes the way you think about things. And it's really good if you use it for positive and for negative. So, and I'll probably keep saying that because it's a good exercise. And I really, really believe that knowing yourself means that you have more to give to other people. And, you can't give things to people when you don't know who you are. So I really feel like it's a powerful thing to do for yourself. Now, the second exercise, you start out by finding what your root belief is. And again, negative or positive. And you find that root belief. And then you take the perspective of, what if that reason for me believing this way didn't exist? And then right from the perspective of how your life would be or could have been if that belief didn't exist. And this is a method that I learned from my daughter, who learned from a poet named Jericho Brown. This is an exercise that he does when he writes his poetry, and I think it is freaking brilliant, and I wanted to share it with you guys, giving him full credit, of course, because that's what I do. But I just thought that was super amazing, just to take that, to go back, find that belief, find that root belief, and take the perspective of, okay, well, what if the cause didn't exist? What would my world be like? Just do it, guys. It's an amazing exercise as well. But they do require work. And remember, you're not allowed to say, I don't know. You have to keep digging. And it does take work. It could take a good 10 or 15 minutes just to get to the root of something. Because a lot of times we just kind of block it off and we don't want to deal with it because it could be painful. And so we just don't deal with it. And I think that is a mistake. I think that contributed to some of my anxiety and depression. So deal with it, get it out, and work with it. Reprogram your brain. So guys, that to me is deep journaling. I hope that it made sense to you. If you have questions, please leave comments down below and I will answer them to the best of my ability, or I'll try to point you to a resource that can help you. That's all I have for today, guys. Thank you so much for subscribing, liking, sharing. I just appreciate all of that, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.